Good evening, everyone. This is Logan Giles with StormInterceptor.com on your September 18th, 2020 update on weather here in Delmarva, land, and sea. Now, as we have discussed yesterday, the upcoming pattern is going to be pretty quiet with an area of high pressure to the north dominating the weather for the next week or so. Now, what this means is that you'll have a lot cooler temperatures, a lot drier temperatures, and skies which will be mostly sunny. Now, you might have some clouds through, but the primary clouds will be pretty much sunny skies, which is great. So, so again, boring period, not really much going on, which is pretty good for people, of course, and those temperatures will be in the mid to upper 60s, warmer along the coast due to the Atlantic Ocean still being pretty warm. So you see that area to the east of us, those isobars or lines moving from the northeast. That is our well discussed fetch, which we have talked about for the last couple of days. Now, what this means if you're just watching this video for the first time or joining us for the first time during this discussion of fetch, a fetch is a pretty large area over in the ocean or land. It could be land, but it's usually the ocean that is big enough to generate enough energy to create large waves. Now, the wind has to be from the same direction. So imagine you're pushing something from one direction and it gets faster and faster and faster. But if you move that block, for example, to the left or right, that energy or the speed or the momentum is going to be disrupted, and it's going to be not as fast. Now imagine that except over 500 to even 1,000 miles sometimes. Much bigger picture. So the main issue with this is that large waves over 10 feet south of Exmoor, and the waves should reach 10 feet most likely Sunday night and Monday afternoon north of there. So we're talking about Chincoteague, Ocean City, Assateague, Lewis, the Delaware beaches. The Delaware Bay, you're probably sitting at 5 to 7 foot waves on Monday, but we do have a area of high pressure to the north, and we have major Hurricane Teddy, and that's causing a gradient, which is going to produce pretty not really strong winds, but blustery winds, especially along the coastline. You're talking about sustained winds between 15 and 25 miles an hour with gusts over 35, maybe 40. Now, you may think, oh, 15 miles an hour, that's really not that bad. While it's true, that's not that fast. You will feel it. It is going to be pretty tough to walk if you're going on for a walk on the beach, if you're walking on the coast, like in a street or something. So those winds will be easily felt. Now, in terms of flooding, now a coastal flood warning has been issued for Northampton County. So that covers Kipto Peak and like Oyster, for example, in Virginia. And moderate to major flooding is expected. A water rise of about 2 to 3 feet is going to be pretty common along the coast of southern Virginia. I'm favoring the closer to 2 foot range, fortunately, but you're talking about a 2 to 3 feet water rise, which would close some which will close some roads, might get up to the houses and cause some damage. So this is not going to be like a significant event like a hurricane, but it is going to cause some issues, especially in southern Virginia. Now going up north a bit to Oyster, Virginia, which I'm going to try to deploy my SIT or my Storm Intercept transmitter, which is my unmanned camera. So I will try to set this up there. I'm expecting about, again, similar story, a 2 to maybe a 2.5 foot water rise Sunday around 11:30 in the afternoon. In the morning. So again, Oyster, Virginia. It sounds very populated area, but they will have a water rise of about 2 to 3 feet, most likely. Going up north towards Lewis, that's where you have the coastal flood advisory, where 1 to 2 feet of water rise is expected. and high tide is gonna be right around midday on Monday and on Sunday. So so the peak high tide should be sometime Monday midday, while Sunday should be relatively mild, although still somewhat problematic. Now going towards Ocean City, same story about a 1 to 2 foot rise in water. Those areas mainly south of Route 50, those will be flooded as well with the Bayside going from Ocean City all the way down. I mean all the way up to Lewis. So residents who go there for the summertime, full-time residents, you know what areas flood most likely, and especially along the Bayside. So this will be a Bayside problem. Thinking Coastal Highway by Indian River Inlet will have some flooding from the storm surge, but really not expecting a whole lot of issues. Just a nuisance. You might have some impassable roads even north of Chincoteague, but especially once you get south of Exmoor, that's when you have the problem of impassable roads and possibly damaged houses. So that's local areas. So now back to the tropics. Now it's been really active. We will once this goes out, I expect we will have tropical storm Vita, which will be the third named storm this today, the 10th named storm of the month of September, and the 23rd named storm of the 2020 Atlantic hurricane season, which is all records. Now, when Vita forms, or Beta, but it's pronounced Vita. So with Vita's named, it's going to be mainly a rainfall events for the Texas coast between Brownsville and probably Houston. Now, how far offshore this tracks is uncertain. If you look at the cone, which should be released either now or after the video's done, you'll see it looks like a really wide area because all the track is really uncertain. Now, it will hug the coast probably between say Tuesday, between like Monday and Wednesday. That's when you'll get that rain. But hopefully, most of the rain stays offshore because we all know Houston and the Texas coast can't really deal with another heavy rainfall event as they've had Harvey, Imelda, and now Veda, possibly Veda, dumping heavy rainfall. So I'm not saying this is going to be like another Imelda. Definitely not going to be a Harvey, but you are going to see some flooding probably along the Texas coastline from what is going to be a tropical storm Veda. So, as always, stay safe, and I'll see you all tomorrow night from Fenwick Island.